I hit the button wrong. What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Patient Zero. I'm still sick. But I've got gigs, finally, Jesus, on Friday and Sunday. Of course, right on top of when I would normally stream. So, yeah, if there are streams, there might not be streams Friday and Sunday. If there are, they're going to be later than when they normally would be. So, yeah, fair warning. I'm not going to try to, like, schedule them or anything like that. I'm just going to see how I'm feeling. There's a chance that I'll need to come home and rip through the footage, which is typically why, yeah, when I have gigs on the same day as streams, I just full-blown cancel the streams. But if they don't need the footage right away, I'll do a slightly later stream on Friday and Sunday. What I was just flying is this Meteor75-ish thing. Meteor75 canopy camera VTX and flight controller. This is the Betaflight Cross style flight controller with RC and Power 1002 22,000s on GemFan 1610s inside of a Air 75 frame. Awesome cruising rig. These 22,000 kV 1002s, 1102s they don't quite have enough kV to be like super fun, like off throttle throw style, like big power kind of rigs. But the motors being flat and wide, they stay really cool. So you can put the nose down and just haul ass for the entire battery, and the motors are really efficient when you do that. If you tried to do that same thing on an 802, 27,000, 25,000, whatever, you're going to get much less runtime because the 0802 motor is not as wide. It's not going to stay as cool. Running it at 50, 60, 70% throttle for 5-10 seconds at a time is not what that motor is going to do really well. So yeah, and it's fun to fly like that. It's a different flight style than what I'm used to. But it's very fun to fly like that. It's kind of wild how much ground you can cover with a little silly 1S 75mm rig. That's a dog park that's kind of local. These rigs are small enough to just be silly little toys. There was not one person. There were about a dozen different people there that I buzzed, ripped right past with this. I flew like 4 batteries on this and the other, and the 802 rig. And yeah, nobody cared. Everybody thought it was hysterical. At one point when I came back to myself, that lady's dog had like jumped up and kind of like hit me in the crotch. And she came over. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, like that was a scenario where like if somebody was going to be a Karen and freak out, they would have. That being said, like you got to try to, it's just you, Uriel. You have to fly in a way that that people don't think that you're spying on them. Don't, for the most part, don't just fly right up to people and stare at them with the quad. Like in this case at the dog park, I would like interact with the dogs and like kind of point the camera towards the dog's owner to see if like they were smiling or frowning or whatever. But yeah, you can fly you can fly even obnoxious rigs in a way that people don't get upset. I think that there's more to that than that. We have a tendency to just like, oh, everybody that's not an FPV pilot is an asshole and they all hate us. Well, it's like, there are things that you can do to make them not hate you. I think the biggest thing that you can do is fly something that's a toy, right? So like 1S rigs are perfect for that. But still, if you take a 1S rig and put it up in somebody's face and like don't leave them alone and like obviously they're like not into it, that's your fault, and they could get super pissed off. So yeah, do that. Don't make it any worse than it already is on us. In the chat, Cloudhopper was first, Kinetic, Spaceman Spiff, Curtis Hayes, Freelojo, Dexter, Doubles FPV, McBucas, Freelojo again. Levi Tated, Zoe 101, Dexter, Kevin Sumner, Smoke a Dog Cujo, FP Avery, Northern Tier, Frosty, Douglas 6, J Deegs, Anonymous, Uriel, Notice, Andrew Taylor, Doubles again, Freelojo again. I think that's about everybody. What's up, friends? Thanks for hanging. I don't have COVID. That's nice. I took a test today and it came back negative, so that's good. I was kind of starting to think that I did because this is all like in here. It's in my chest and it's in my throat. My nose is every once in a while a pain in the ass, but it's not that bad. So yeah, I don't know what this is. This is getting super annoying. This is like day 5, maybe day 4 or 5. And like I've been resting a ton, I've been eating a ton, I've been taking lots of emergency, like 2 emergencies a day, which is loaded with all the things. And like it's really not getting better. Luckily it's not getting worse per se, but it's not getting better, which is super annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I'll just wait longer. If it's not better by I skipped West Coast Swing tonight, which really sucked. If it's not better by Friday, I'm gonna have to wear a mask, which is whatever. But yeah, I'm just like, my brain is just, you know how when you're sick, like your brain's not working, you're tired. It's just that, like it's not the end of the world, like, but it's just super annoying, and I want to like. Yeah, I'm trying my best to like not work a bunch and just like rest, and in the hopes that it'll go away sooner. But it just isn't, which is frustrating. But hey, sometimes sicknesses hang around for a little bit and you just gotta wait it out. In case, you've never been sick before. If you want to talk to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. Kinetic says, "What's up, CiottiFPV? Hope you're doing well." I'm not, but I'm alive. Damn it. Dexter says, "Buying DJI V2 battery from AliExpress." with a question mark, plus O3 air unit or Vista. Dexter, are you asking me if I'm buying a DJI V2 battery from AliExpress? I'm confused. Kevin Sumner says, finally, no more ELRS 2. Yeah. I don't know if we'll get through all of them tonight. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 rigs. There's at least 6 rigs here that I'm pretty sure are on ELRS 2.5. I'm going to try to get through as many of them as I possibly can. Kind of depends. If I try to update one of them and it doesn't fly right afterwards, I'm going to spend a bunch of time getting it flying right. I'm not going to like just blow through these and have a whole bunch of them that are jacked up. So we'll see. I also want to fly. I finally put together a RC Drift Car chasing rig with a Runcam Nano 3 on it, which is pretty cool because this is light. This is the lightest of these rigs that I've got now. So yeah, I have not flown this yet. I've also got a Micro V on it, which is pretty cool. So we'll see how that is. That'll be fun. I think this is already on ELRS 3 point something. With for anybody that's like, why aren't you putting them on 3.5? That just came out. Tiny Whoops have ELRS baked into Betaflight, and so you really don't get to choose. You put the newest version of Betaflight on there, and whatever version of ELRS that's baked into that, that's what you get. So really what I'm doing with all these rigs tonight is updating Betaflight. But in the process of updating Betaflight to 0.5, it'll bring it up to ELRS 3 point something. I actually have no idea what version of ELRS is in the newest version of Betaflight. It doesn't really matter though, because it's going to be on 3 point something, which means that it's going to work with this Naminmo module, and then I won't have to keep swapping back and forth between this old module, which is on 2.5, and the new module on the Tiny Whoops at least. I still have a bunch of stuff back here that's on the older version of ELRS, but I don't fly this stuff nearly as often, and it's potentially way more difficult to update the stuff that has external receivers, so they're whatever. But I would really, really, really like to have the Tiny Whoop fleet all on 3 point something, so that, yeah, I don't have to keep swapping modules back and forth quite so much. So yeah, that's the plan, friends. I've got a couple of batteries on the charger here, and yeah, should be able to fly each one of them, update them, fly them. In that process, we'll kind of see where the tunes are at, and if you guys have some tuning questions, by all means, drop them in the chat. FB Avery says, evening, I hope all is well. Hope you're on the mend. Not yet, man. Soon. I hope. Kevin Sumner says, I'm somewhat certain YouTube has made their encoding worse. I noticed in another video I was watching earlier too. Yeah, I don't have any dropped frames here, so everything's good on my side. Not a whole lot I can do. YouTube is constantly making things worse, it seems like sometimes, but hey. Kevin Sumner also says, your shirt, rest in peace, FPV Exchange. Yeah, I know, man. Nevin made something really cool. It's just, boy, is it with Facebook Marketplace, it's really hard to get people off of there onto a specific website to trade a bunch of their stuff. And he knew that going in. When he first told me about the idea, I was like, dude, I love that idea, but like that's gonna be a hell of a uphill battle with Facebook Marketplace. And he's like, yeah, I know, but it's something I want to try. And damn it, if he did not give it every possible opportunity. I mean, he pushed really hard. He did everything he possibly could, and he enjoyed himself. He you know, he admitted that it was a passion project. He wasn't like relying on it to be a business that like performed well and put food on the table. So yeah, he did something super cool, and can't fault him for that. Uriel says, if a dog, oh god, you don't have to act happy. Great. Great. Everybody just read what Uriel said. I'm not going to say it out loud because YouTube will probably make the quality even worse if I say some of those words. Kevin Sumner says the home test kits are far less conclusive with the newest COVID variants. I'm very sure I had it about 2 months ago and never tested positive. Yeah, it in some ways it feels like it is. You know what I don't have though? I don't have the back pain. Every time I've had COVID, I think 3 times. I shouldn't have just said it again, but and I've had like body soreness and back pains all 3 times. I don't have that this time, which is weird. So yeah, I don't know. I also kind of like just had it, and then I got vaccinated again. So like everything, when the test didn't show positive, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. I got the most recent vaccination. I just had it, blah blah blah. But man, it's like all up in here. I don't remember it being like making my throat so sore. Who knows? It's not like there's much I can do about it. McMucus says, do you have any spore allergies? Spore allergies. Hoping you feel better soon. I have allergies to like pretty much everything. You know what it could also be? This all started around the same time that this medical plant 10-15 miles from here caught on fire and dumped all these fucking chlorine fumes into the atmosphere. So it could be weirdly related to that, but again, not much I can do about it. I can't just like leave. So who knows? Uriel says, do you know the trick of a clean room? They keep high pressure clean air filtered in the room. I've been thinking to do so in my bedroom because of allergies. Filter is HEPA filter. Yeah, we have everybody in this house is allergic to a bunch of stuff. So we have air filters all over the house. One in our bedroom, a big fancy one in the living room. So yeah, the air in this house is typically pretty clean. One Upshot says before 4.3 is 2.x, 4.4 is up to 3.0. Okay, so it is 3.0. That makes sense. Between ELRS 3.0 and now all the way up to 3.5, there's really nothing like super interesting for us freestyle donkeys. So kind of is what it is. J Monk says, have a 3.5-inch drone with ELRS receiver bound to my remote controller. Everything in Betaflight shows that I'm connected, but when I try to arm, nothing happens. What should I check on? Put your goggles on with your OSD, and when you arm it, the warnings should give you a clue as to what the hell's going on. Man, my voice is going in a hurry. I thought I could get through most of the stream before this happened, but oh boy. Do me a favor. If you have a question that's not like burning a hole in your pocket, save it. And I'll try to save my voice a little bit tonight. If questions are totally fine. If you need something to get answered now, it's all good. But if possible, yeah. Hold your questions for maybe Friday, maybe Sunday, worst case Monday. 661 says, good luck with the updates. I usually just set up one drone, save the config in the preset tab, flash and upload. That's pretty much exactly what I'm going to be doing, 661. But each one of these has subtly different stuff, so I'm going to basically be plugging each rig in, save it, save the backup, update it, load the backup. So it should go pretty quick, we'll see. Yeah, that plant fire is a little scary. It's far enough away and the wind, like when it first happened, our town here was not really at risk because of the wind directionality and whatnot. But Monday, we actually got like an emergency alert that there were low clouds and the wind had shifted and it blew that shit right into our town. And like, it's apparently big enough that it's going out everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know. Kevin the Alien says, right now it's nice, but CiottiFPV knows nice weather only happens a few times a year here. Cheetonian says, blame the children, little super spreaders. Yeah, usually that's where my head kind of goes. I mean, well, so I've got two super spreader things in my life right now, right? Azalea goes to high school every day, but also partner dancing. You know, on Sundays and Wednesdays, I go into a room with 30, 40, 50 other people, and we fucking touch each other. We touch each other's hands and shoulders. And so, yeah, I'm not I don't know, words. Oh God, I hate being sick. I hate the effect that being sick has on my brain so much. It's so frustrating. Off Access says I'm still sick too. Same symptoms. Now the whole house has it. Everyone around the world at the same time. Unbelievably, nobody else in this house is sick. I don't know how it's possible. Uriel says, I'm going to leave the Netherlands. Is an FPV range in Thailand a good idea for holiday place? I think FPV ranges everywhere is a good idea. Kevin Sumner says, you describing that plant fire reminds me I need to go watch Chernobyl miniseries again. I just watched a Vox YouTube video about Anthropomorphine? Is that it? Anthropocene. Anthropocene is geologists are attempting to call the current phase that we're in Anthropocene, and they're trying to get it. The video that I watched was talking about how a bunch of them pushed to have it to have this current period that we're in designated the Anthropocene era. Is it an era? It's a unit of geological time, right? So we've got like the Cretaceous era and like all these big ass chunks of time in the Earth's history. And they were trying to get the current period, basically the current period being us fucking up the Earth. Designated as an official unit of geological time. And it got shot down. But something that was insane in there was that in the soil samples, get this shit. This is scary shit right here. In the soil samples on this Earth, all over the Earth right now, you can specifically see when we started doing nuclear weapon testing. We set off so many nuclear weapons that the fucking fallout essentially covered the entire Earth. Not to the point where we all died, obviously, but like all these sites, all these really popular sites that they take soil samples at, you can fucking see. I forget what it might have been uranium, maybe. I forget what it is, but you can see when we started doing nuclear weapon testing. How fucking insane is that? Areas that are like millions of miles or whatever away from where we were actually setting these nuclear weapons off, you can see that shit in the soil. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? What is happening? We need to chill, bro. We need to chill the fuck out. Kevin Sumner says, confirm, CI into swinging. Off Axis says, swingers club? Nah, man. Nah, man. I'm a one lady kind of guy. Cheetonian says Dance Party needs a Purell sponsorship. It really does. Doubles FPV says, make sure you tag Ciotti if you want him to see your message. Thanks, Doubles. Let me look it up. Where's Wilbur? Wilbur, where's your question? Wilbur Force says, thanks for all the help. I've been watching those VODs, and all the info has been super good so far. Better than every other dude out there. Peace. Thank you, dude. That's very cool of you. I try my best. Doubles FP. Oh, no, we got that. Look at that. I'm caught up. All right. Time to get to work. This guy's now back. This is an ultimate freestyle tiny whoop on 702 36,000. Wait, no, hold on. Let's fly this. I'm dying to see how this ultra lightweight drift car chasing analog rig flies. What motors are these? Oh, cool. These are the low KV motors. These are 28,500 702s. Yeah. I'm going to fly this on a little 260 to see if I can put it in like ultra super lightweight mode. Cool. So I'm not going to really freestyle this. I'm going to fly this like what it is, which is basically an analog cinematic rig. No, you know what we're going to do instead? Shout out to Mighty Car Mods. I stole that from them. Go subscribe. They're the best car and four-wheel drive channel on the internet ever in the world. This is a box from GetFPV. This is the order I did with the credit from the two HGLRC Spectre AIOs that both shit the bed right out of the box. The main thing I was getting is an X12. So the next live stream, we'll be putting this X12 into the frame with the 080 2.8 27,000 kV motors. And we'll have a rockin' 75mm rig again. Looks like I'm gonna have to take it out of this frame. I have it in an Air 75 frame. So I'll have to pull it out of that frame, but whatever. That's fine. So that's exciting. He also had some other stuff, though, that I was kind of interested in. Emax has a 2S 350 mAh battery. It's on a stupid PH 2.0 connector, but I'll cut that off and put something else on it. I don't totally know what to do with this. I guess I can't really put a BT 3.0 lead on this because that needs that third connection. So I guess I'll put an XT30 on this. I don't really know what I'll do with this. Typically, Emax batteries are made by GNB, and they're really good. I just kind of saw this on there, and I was like, that's pretty cool. I'll snag it to kind of have it. So yeah. Figure out what to do with this, but so there's that, which is cool. And then I got a bunch of props. There's a bunch of props that I hadn't seen before that I figured I would snag. These are some GemFan 2040s, a bunch of 2-inch props actually. These are GemFan 2040s, 2040, and they're quad blades. I'm going to be diving down the 85mm rabbit hole soon, and I wanted to make sure that I had all the current props floating around. So yeah, GemFan 2040s. Got a set of those. I just got one set, because I think I might have a set of these already, but it's always nice to have an extra. And then there are some really interesting new 2-inch props. I think they're new. I haven't seen them before. GemFan 2009, so really low pitch. What's super weird about these, though, is that they're only a 1mm motor shaft. So I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to end up drilling these out, but I don't know what 1mm motor shaft motor there is that exists that's going to be big enough for this big ass propeller. So that's curious. So I only got one set of these because I don't know. What I'm more excited about, thus my buying 2 bags of them, are these GemFan 2023 tri-blades with a 1.5mm motor shaft. These should be the 2-inch props to run. I can almost guarantee you. So I'm excited about these. These should be really good. 1.5mm hole in them. 2023, that 23 pitch is really good. These could be rocking. So yeah, that's most exciting. And then I snagged another couple sets of the 45s because they keep breaking. The HQ 45mm 1.5mm shaft bi-blades. I've now broken 3 of these on like very soft crashes. They've made these propellers so lightweight that they are not all that durable, which is super annoying if I'm honest, but my God, do they perform well. I mean, such is the case with all super lightweight props. Like, not all. They don't all perform really well. Usually they perform awesome though. And so yeah, I'll keep running them until I get so frustrated that I completely lose my mind. And then I snagged a couple of 2.4 Immortal T antennas, one short, one long, just because, yeah, they're nice to have. That's it. There's your mailbag, my friend. There's my mailbag, friends. You've now seen it in all of its hairy glory, hairy wrinkled glory. Cheatonian says they still scavenge steel from sunken ships before we started nuclear weapons testing for sensitive instruments because anything made afterwards is contaminated. Yeah. There are stockpiles of pre-nuclear testing lead that they use in really sensitive instruments. Absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, like, human's gonna human it all, but boy, we human hard sometimes. We make some dumb ass decisions, yo. Why is that not working? Hold up. VRX is acting weird. Hi, buddy boy. What are you doing? Hold on. Let's try unplugging it and plugging it back in. Hopefully that's popping up now with some static. Hey, look at us go. All right. This is a Cockroach V3 frame with We Bleed 0702 28500s, the HQ ultralight tri-blades, 260 mAh beta FPV lava battery, 2G4, RunCam Nano 3 in a Batwing mount, and ORT Micro V. I E6000 the Micro V back here so that it won't get over into the props. Let's see how this is. This might not even fly. I have no idea. It might not have video. The camera might be upside down. Camera's not upside down. That's great. Why is there so much video noise, though? Oh, okay. This is not on ELRS 3.0. So this is going to be the first rig that we update. Cool. For right now, though, I'm going to fly it. So I'm just swapping the modules. Hopefully this is the only time I swap the modules tonight. Well, one of the motors isn't spinning, so we're not off to a good start. This was a working rig. Oh boy. Alright, so the motors are not spinning the right direction. And and one of these motors is hitting the frame quite viciously. Not only is one of the motors... Oh, man. Alright, so there's something going on here. This is not a working rig. Oh, there's a motor shaft slipping. Son of a bitch. Here we go. Okay, well, not a great way to start. So, when you have a motor that, like, when you spin it up, it doesn't spin as fast as the rest, could be a slipping motor shaft. Here's the easiest way to tell that. It's motor 2 here. Pinch the motor bell with your fingers and hold the motor bell. And then with your other finger, spin the prop. And the prop should not spin. The prop should not spin without the motor bell. Don't, like, pinch the motor bell really hard and push the prop really hard, because you might destroy it. Just give it a little bit. It should. I'm giving it like nothing. Like here. Here's like an piece of plastic. I'm pinching the motor bell so that it doesn't move. Just like an piece of plastic. Like, look how easy. Like it's just spinning. This motor shaft is completely loose on this, on the bell of this motor. What really sucks about that is that, well, I guess it doesn't suck that bad, because I have 2 extra of these motor bells, but yeah, it does suck when this happens. Not all is lost, though. And that prop came off there really easily. Hold on a second. Oh no, okay. So maybe the motor bell is fine. This propeller, these HQ ultralight propellers are ultra light. And with ultralight propellers comes ultra fragile propellers. So this motor shaft might be totally fine. Let me see real quick. I'm going to pinch the motor bell. I'm going to grab the motor shaft and try to kind of spin it. It's not spinning. I mean, that's not the best test, but yeah, this propeller just completely fell apart. This is becoming like a thing. Is anybody else running into this with the HQ ultralight props? It seems to be across the board. All of these new HQ ultralight props are doing this. They're all breaking at the hub. It's not happening that frequently, but it's starting to happen more and more as they get flown more and more. Go figure. But yeah, is anybody else having that? Is anybody else running into that? So this might actually be totally fine. Let me just swap the propeller. I'm going to have to put this in Betaflight because one of these is spinning the wrong direction. So I need a right side high prop for this. So this is like all clear. These were custom dyed from tinywhoop.com. Custom dyed in this like kind of purple color. So unfortunately these propellers are not going to match now, but I will live. I'm just trying to decide what color we're going to do on the front here. Let's go, this is a clear rig with red motors. Let's go all wacky. Let's go with a teal propeller. I believe these props fit. Yeah, these props fit a little bit too tight on the motor shafts. So you want to make sure that you use a 0.99 millimeter drill bit. Yamasaur says, has HQ sent you any of the prototype HQ ultralight 35 millimeter props? Nope. HQ either doesn't know about me or doesn't care about me or like me. So they don't really send me anything. And HQ has been kind of shitty towards like trans people, and so I have little to no interest in like reaching out to them and being like, hey, can you send me stuff? So yeah, I'll try their stuff, but yeah, I'm not really interested in like working with them. So If they have a propeller that's significantly better than what GemFan offers, though, I'll use it because I want my gear to perform as good as possible. But yeah. All right, let me get these motors spinning in the right direction because this is, well, now let's do the same test. I'm going to pinch the motor bell and I'm going to try to spin the prop, and now we're good to go. I'm not putting a ton of force on that, but like, you see, I'm pushing it. You see like the momentum in my finger. Like I'm pushing it and it's not spinning. So yeah, we're good to go. But I do need to get the motor spinning in the right direction. So let's get that going. For the record, I have not seen them being assholes with my own eyes. I've been told about it from people that I trust. If I'd seen it with my own eyes, I would be way more likely to just say fuck them for life. I'm never running another one of their propellers ever. But yeah, having heard about it from people that I trust, I'm just kind of like, well, all right. Yeah, I don't know. Was there just smoke coming off of here? Did I just see that? I hope not. That was weird. The battery wasn't even plugged in yet. Wizard, start and spin. Here we go. Motor 1 is wrong. Oh god, motor 2, what are you doing? Hold on. Spin motor 2, what are you doing? Motor 2 is super unhappy. What are you hitting on the frame for, friend? Oh shit. Oh god. Oh, I just bent the living balls out of this fresh propeller that I just put on here. Hold on. I'm gonna have to swap. What is going on? Why? Oh man. Okay, hold on. I gotta pull this apart. Something's going on. Like motor 2 is hitting on the duct. Something awful. And I tried to kind of fix it, but then I just bent the shit out of it. Like these HQ props are so light that like they're just so fragile. My god. Like look at them wrong and the propeller blades bend all to hell. Is that better now? Are you still going to rub against the frame? Looks like it's a little bit better now. Let's try that again. What are you guys yelling about in the chat? Chat looks fine. There's really nothing to mod. Chat's fine. What are you guys seeing that I'm not seeing? Chat looks fine to me. I don't know. All right, let's try this again. Wizard, start and spin. Hey, all's right with the world. Motor 1 is the wrong way. Let's click it. Hopefully it reverses. It did. Amazing. Motor 2 is fine. Motor 3 is fine. Motor 4 is correct. That's super weird. Usually it's 2. Very rarely is it just one motor that's spinning the wrong direction. All right, cool. Well, Jesus, finally. Let's see how this thing actually flies. Flat part away. And away we shall go. Teddy heard the tiny whoop and just came running. Just the most excitable little boy on earth. Came running right on down the stairs. Oh, gotta hit that button. All right, let's see what's what with this little guy. Here we go. 0 degree up tilt. Buddy! Buddy, back off. All right, let's give it a second to cool down. So again, 0 degree up tilt makes flying this a little bit weird when I'm not like chasing something. Hey. But this thing was kind of like specifically built to fly like just like this. Slow, smooth, very close to the ground, tracking subjects. So that's how we shall fly it. Teddy. Don't be moving. I'm trying to shoot that mini schnauzer gap. Man, this camera is blown out. When I look at the lights, I mean, I am asking a lot. It is very bright in the back of the room here. Let's go upstairs real quick. Camera's sitting nice and flat, though. And the camera is pointed straight ahead. So this is immediately way better than a fractal frame would be. It's also way lighter with a lot less obstructing thrust, so pretty much better in every way. Yeah, it feels fine. These rigs that I chase the RC drift cars with, they don't get really flown all that hard, all things considered. They have a hell of a job to do. It is hard to chase those little shits. Battery didn't run very long, but I think when we took off, it was at like 4 volts. So, I mean, it's fine. Cool. Yeah, it flies okay. Nothing really all that interesting to report. Let's get it on to ELRS 3.0. All right. So, if you've got a bunch of builds that are on 2.5, a bunch of AIOs, I should say, they're on 2.5, here's how you get them onto 3.0. Here's the easiest way to get it updated. Plug it on into Betaflight. Fly it first. Make sure it's flying. I'm gonna get caught up on chat in a minute, but let me get a little bit done here. You're going to come in here to presets, and there's a little tiny button up here that says Save Backup. Click that. Tell it where you want it to save. Which in this case is just going to be like the desktop. Although, let me get rid of this other backup file. Alright, so we're going to save that to the desktop. This is a really important step. Click on that file. Click on that backup file that just got saved and look at it and make sure there's text in it. This just happened to me yesterday or the day before where I did that and then I opened up this file and there was nothing in it. I don't know why the hell it does that sometimes, but that's happened to me 4 or 5 times now. So always check that backup file to make sure there's stuff in it. It's almost safer at this point to not even use that button and just to go into the CLI and type diff, D-I-F-F, and now this is all that file is doing. It's just creating a diff, and then what you can do is just highlight all of this like that, copy it into the clipboard, make a little document file, and drop it into that document file. Technically, in a way, that's safer, but it's easy to just quickly open this up and just take a look at it. So either or, whichever way you want to do it, it's fine. Doing it in the CLI is like sort of the OG way. But yeah, fair warning. This save backup button is buggy. It does not work all the time, and it makes no sense. It seems to be totally random. So be careful. Be careful with that. So now we have all of the settings on in Betaflight 4.3.1 saved in that text file. Now we're just going to update. This is the only way to update ELRS on AIOs, is to update it to a more current version of Betaflight, in this case 4.5.1. And so I hit auto detect. That figures out that it's a Crazy Bee F4 SX1280. We're going to hit load firmware online, give it a second, flash firmware, and now it's going to ask you, hey, have you created a backup? We already did. You could technically just wait until this and then hit the create backup button. It'll do the exact same thing. But God forbid there's a bug and it doesn't give you that warning. At this point, it's erasing everything. And so without that backup, you got to start from scratch, which is super annoying. Thrash says, new fear unlocked. Checking the diff file every time now. LOL. Yeah, it's very annoying. Thrash says, HQ is the only prop company I've gotten unbalanced props from. I cannot say that. I've gotten unbalanced props from pretty much everyone. The least common has been GemFan, but their 45mm props are full-blown not balanced, which is a shame. Okay, so now this is completely wiped out, but we've got that backup file, so we can go into presets, and right next to the save backup button, there's a button that says load backup. Here's what you want to remember though. We were just on Betaflight 4.3. This backup is for Betaflight 4.3. Between 4.3, 4.4, and now 4.5, they have changed the names of some of the things behind the scenes. And so you got to be kind of careful here. So you're going to hit load backup. You're going to point it towards that file on the desktop. And now it's going to apply the configuration. Please wait. If there are any things that have changed names, it's going to throw up a warning. And what you're looking for is red text. So you're going to scroll through. Everything's fine. Bang. There we go. So they have changed the name of OSD underscore stat underscore time underscore one, Tim underscore one. And so Betaflight has caught this, and it's put this red text here that says error in set invalid name, right? So that's telling us that this from Betaflight 4.3 is an invalid name. And they've changed, so basically they've changed the name of whatever the hell this OSD stat time one is. It has to do with like the post-flight stats for the timer number one. So what has happened here is the new version of Betaflight, it doesn't know what this means. So it has not made this change, right? Like this file is a bunch of changes and it can't make this change because this is no longer named this. This is not like an essential thing though, but you just got to read through these. This is not an essential thing. This just has to do with the post-flight stats, whatever. It hasn't turned this timer 1 on. I can do it myself. In my case, and now we've got timer 2 off, so that's now still on. I can change that myself. OSD stat max speed, OSD stat end battery. These are all post-flight statistics that Betaflight has changed the name of, and that's okay. But you need to read through these so that you know what hasn't carried over. OSD stat, OSD stat, OSD stat, OSD stat. So we're okay. I'm going to have to go in there and change some of the post-flight statistic things manually, but that's totally fine. What you want to be careful of is if it says like VTX band set to 5 invalid name, that's a more serious thing. So just pay attention to it. Here's another one, set name Ciotti, error in set invalid name. So it's not going to have changed the name in the configuration tab to Ciotti. Who cares? That's fine. I do it myself. Right? Here's another one. This one's more important. Anti-gravity gain. This is me changing the anti-gravity gain in 4.3. Error in invalid value. So what you want to remember, again, is that it's okay. All this means is that it's not making the change and it's going to leave it default. So my anti-gravity gain is set at the default, which is totally fine. The default for the anti-gravity gain works great in 4.5, so we're totally cool. But again, you need to read through these. Rate profile 4 doesn't even exist anymore. Rate profile 5 doesn't even exist anymore. That's fine. And that's the end. Save. So we're good. Just read through that red text. Some of them are going to be like super confusing. If they're confusing enough, it might not matter, but just make a mental note of it. Maybe write it down and dig around in Betaflight to try to look it up. To my knowledge, I've not gotten that red text for anything that's like super important. Where the hell's my OSD? The OSD switch is off. That's super weird. You can see craft name is not pre-populated. That was one of the warnings that it gave us. When you're doing this update, you should be kind of spot checking this stuff anyway. So I had to turn the OSD switch back on. That's fine. I had to type my name in. We knew that. Good to go. Everything else is fine. Let's check that the accelerometer is somewhat calibrated. Yep, it's good. Nose down, nose up, left, right, yaw left, yaw right. That's all good. Ports, looks right. Again, just a quick spot check. Cell warnings, looks fine. Fail safe, bump it up to 3 seconds because it's a tiny whoop. Who's it going to hurt? PID tuning, super aggressive PIDs in there. Great. There's the anti-gravity. It's all the way up on 8. That's totally fine. All the other stuff came over. It transferred all the other stuff. Here are my rates. Throttle mid transferred over. Filters transferred over. Everything looks good. Receiver tab. Express LRS. A little bit of yaw deadband. A ton of smoothing. Everything's looking good. Here's all my modes. They all came over. Adjustments. Here's the clean OSD setup. Motors tab, D-Shot 300, 12 motor poles. Motors should be spinning in the right direction. I'm curious to see if that carried over. OSD, here's where some of the stuff did not carry over. So you can see timer 2 is turned on post flight stats. That doesn't make any sense. Turn on timer 1. Speed maximum, we don't have any GPS. No reason to have that on. Link quality minimum, that's a good one. ESC temperature maximum, that's a good one. ESC RPM maximum, that's a good one. These black box ones, these are silly. Turn these off. That was probably a couple of those warnings. Battery voltage minimum, that's a good one. Current battery voltage, that's a good one as well. And we're all set. All the rest of the OSD is as I would expect it. Battery capacity 300, I'll turn that down. Everything else is good. Video transmitter, on till first arm, 25 milliwatts, race band 8, great. All set. So, this should fly. And it should fly on... Oh, you know what? We're going to have to bind it. I think. I'll be blown away if I don't have to bind this. Let's find out. Switching modules. Let's have a look. Let's put that same battery on it because I just want to spin the motors up real quick. I'm not going to actually... No real need to actually fly it. But yeah, this should not be bound. It is not bound. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to try plugging it and unplugging it 3 times, old school way. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I probably have to go in and hit bind receiver in Betaflight. Yeah, it looks like I am. All right, so that won't bind it. Let's do it in Betaflight. There's a chance that Friday and Sundays later than normal live streams will be patron only live streams. So jump on over to CiottiFPV.com, click the Patreon link, And it's only $3 a month. That's 10 cents a day, yo. You're into FPV. You got a little bit of money. Help a brother out. I'll save you way more than 10 cents a day, I swear to God. Jump onto my Patreon, and then you'll get the invites. Bind receiver. Button has been clicked. Man, it binds fast sometimes. So now we're good to go. Sticks bottom left. Roll's not getting below. Man, there's a lot of crosstalk between these sticks on this transmitter. The worst is between the throttle and the roll. All I'm doing, I've got the yaw all the way over. See it? And then I'm just moving the throttle up and down. Look at the yaw move. Look at that. That's called crosstalk. That's bad, dude. That is not good. It does it a little bit less with the pitch and roll sticks, but it's still there. See the roll stick, the red roll bar moving up and down? That should not be. That ain't good. This right gimbal needs to get swapped out anyway. I'm going to swap the left gimbal out while I'm at it. That's super weird. I never noticed that on the old transmitter. Okay, so it's bound. Let's see if the motors spin the right direction. They should. They should be. They should be still spinning the right direction. But it's an interesting thing to check real quick. Yep, we're good. Cool. One done. So like, if all of these builds were super similar, I would be able to use this same backup file across all of them. But they've got different motors, different KVs, different props. And so stuff like the filter, they've also got different gyros. So the filtering is different between them. At the very least, the throttle expo is different between all of them. And so if I use this same backup file, that wouldn't transfer over. And I don't necessarily want to spend the time to dial each one of them back in. So we're going to do that same process I just did over and over and over again, rather than using that same file. It doesn't take all that long. Plug it in, save backup. Well, here, I'll show you the super quick. So that's the super safe way of doing it, all right? That's the safest possible way of doing it. Oh, that's nice. That is just... It warms my fucking heart right there. Shout out to Custom FPV for this very, very cool Tiny Whoop case. You can get him over on tinywhoop.com, or you can message him if you want him to make you a custom case with, oh, I don't know, your logo on the top, so you can look like a total fucking G. He can also put logos on the inside. These cases are amazing. Really, really, really well made. Let's do a 75mm rig next so that I can fill this case up. This guy's now filled. This guy is now filled with all ELRS 3.0 Tiny Whoops. We'll do this guy next. So now we're going over to... so this is now on a Betaflight Cross AIO, so I wouldn't be able to use that. I guess I could still use that backup, but you would not want to. Using the same backup between two quads, you would really only want to do that if they were fully identical builds. So here's the less safe but quicker way of doing this, all right? Plug the quad in. You should fly the quad first, just so that it's a known quantity. But again, this is the quickest way of doing this. We're going to get rid of that backup just so we don't get confused. We're not even going to connect to this. We're just going to go straight to update firmware. Auto detect, Betaflight F411, load firmware online, flash firmware, and it'll give you this option. And we're going to use the create backup option. and it's going to ask us where we want to save it. Desktop, save it. Here's the problem. If this backup file is empty, it just erased the goddamn thing. So luckily, it's not empty. Luckily, whatever the hell that weird bug is, it did not happen this time. And it saved it. So we got away with it. But look, it does not take enough extra time to connect, go into presets, and hit save to do it this way. You're not saving enough time to offset the fact that on a bunch of occasions, I've had it where that all it is saving a diff. It's just a diff text file is for some reason empty. So don't do it this way. Do not do it this way. It's too sketchy for not much benefit. And then, so we're just going to come in here, and now you have to go into presets, and we're going to go load backup. Click on that text file, open it. Same kind of deal. We're looking for red text. I don't know what version of Betaflight this was on. I'll be able to tell you in a second, actually. When it's on 4.3, okay, so it was on 4.4. I know that because it didn't give me any of that red text. When you update from 4.3 to 4.5, you're going to get that red text that I got a minute ago. When you go from 4.4 to 4.5, you will not. And that's it. Like we're good. That took care of everything. We are still going to have to rebind, but yeah, at this point, take a minute to just click through a couple of these. See, look, CiottiFPV made it over. It came over because it was going from 4.4 to 4.5. We are at 3.2K on the gyro, so that means it's a BMI 270. The OSD switch is turned on, which is great, so we're cool here. Power and battery, this looks fine. Failsafe looks fine. We don't need any of the presets. PID tuning is super aggressive because this is a 75. All looks good. Rate profile looks okay. All right, so, oh, and it looks like I've already put Brandon's magical BMI 270 filtering layout on here. That's awesome. Although, I do want to check something. Hold on. It's a little three-step process. Let me make sure that the gyro low-pass filter is good in the CLI. Just out of curiosity. Let's see what it was set at. Did I have it set properly? It's on option 2, so we're good. We're actually fine. All right, so that's cool. Clean with RPM filtering, one harmonic, great. Okay, yeah, so we're fine. So yeah, this thing is good to go. Filtering all looks the way I want it. One harmonic. I'm gonna have to hit bind receiver though. Let's get the transmitter turned on. Okay, bind receiver. Come on in here. This thing's getting hot. All right. Oops. Binding. Oh God. Please bind. No. Don't be like this. Don't not bind. Please. Please. Oh, you know what? The Beta FPV Cross is not SPI based. So shit. I think that means that I have to update it with fucking ELRS configurator. Oh no. No. Alright, I'm gonna try it. This is usually where ELRS falls apart for me and becomes a complete effing nightmare. But you never know. It might not be a dick. Plugging it in to USB. Waiting for the configurator to open up. Wi-Fi does not work for whatever reason. I don't know if it's this computer or just Macs in general, but yeah, updating ELRS over Wi-Fi, I've tried hundreds of times and it just does not work. They have really improved the configurator though. Last time I used the configurator, it actually did. No, not the last time. 2 or 3 times ago, it actually did work. So 3.4.3 is totally fine. Device category. Betaflight 2.4. Device. 2.4. I'm going to assume it's this. AIO receiver. It's not that. It's not the light. It's not that. It's not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Okay, so it's got to be this. All right. Betaflight pass-through, yes. Not EU. This guy here. And flash. Let's see if it works. If this doesn't, there it goes. I think it's working. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to leave it, actually. But this is a really good sign that it's gotten to this point. Hey, look at that. Back. All right, we should be good. This is a this is one of the ones that you can plug and unplug 3 times. So let's try that because that's just so much easier. Okay. So should be totally fine now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Bind mode, press the send bind request. No beeps, which is not a good sign. Oh, beeps! It beeped as soon as I hit bind receiver for a second time out of unbelievable lack of patience. Well, now it's not beeping. Let's power cycle it. If that doesn't work, I'll put it into Betaflight and just hit the button. Hit the bind receiver button. It's probably what it needs. Nope, it's good. Hey! Good job, ELRS. We'll fly it. What the hell? 1002, 22,000 kV, RCN power motored rig, 1610s, Beta75 Air. This is a rig that I was flying outside at the dog park at the beginning of the live stream. Teddy's a big fan of this rig. Look at him. He loves it. He fucking loves it. Fair warning. You guys can tag me all you want. I'm not going to answer all the questions tonight because my voice is just wrecked. Man, you just like... With this rig, you live above 50% throttle. Yikes. Oh my god. It just sits at full throttle like... Argh! Oh my god, it is so difficult to fly this rig in here. It is just so lazy. 22,000 kV is just not enough. Can't you just... Thank you. Okay. Teddy, get out of there, buddy. Come on. Help me out, Teddy. He's breathing all heavy. What's your deal, dog? I don't understand. I don't understand how it's stuck. Excitable dog, excitable dog. Oh! Oh, Teddy. Oh! What are you going to do, buddy? Oh! Stomp it out, Teddy. Stomp it. Stomp it. Yeah! Get it. Stomp it. Ready? Stomp. Stomp it. Stomp. Show me that stomp, dog. Stomp it. Stomp. Cruising rig. Let's cruise it around. This is what this rig does well. Just don't alter your elevation. And these low KV big old motors are fine. Just pick an elevation and stay at it. Fly it like an RC car. And you'll be great. You'll have a great time. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Well, now it seems to be fine. Oh, my God. Listen to the noise this thing makes. Wonder why it was so weird. There was like that little bit of time that it was super... Oh, there was something stuck on it. There's a little wired remote over there that's not where I left it. So it must have been all tangled up in it or something like that. Cool. 2 down. Bunch more to go. Amazing. Buddy, get out of here. Dog's all up in my shit. Back up, doggy. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I can move that out of this frame. Okay, yeah. We're gonna swap frames. I just a lightning bolt just hit my brain. Kevin Elliott says Teddy might have thought you were saying stop it instead of stomp it. No, that's true. He doesn't really care when I say stop it anyway, though. So he's a really good dog. He's a really good dog. But he can also be very irreverent at times, and just like there's times where like he just doesn't care. He's just like, you scream whatever you want at me. I don't care. I'm a dog. I'm gonna do a dog thing. And like Maggie and I go back and forth about like essentially beating that out of him versus just not and just letting him be a dog, because like he's really good. I tend to lean towards beating it out of him. Maggie tends to lean towards just letting him be a dog. But we're both kind of getting closer. And like he's I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about Oreos. Come on now. Yo, if they don't bring Oreo-flavored Oreos back soon, I'm going to shit my pants. Have I told you guys about this? We're going to do the 36,000 kV rig next. There was a limited run of double stuff, which I don't usually like. Double stuff, Oreo... I'm sorry, it was cookies and cream flavored Oreo. So, Oreo-flavored Oreos. And they were really good. But here's the best thing about them. It's going to sound weird, but stick with me. The best thing about them is that you could only eat like 2, maybe 3 max before, like, yeah, that was just it. After that, like, it wasn't the same. You eat one, and it's like, oh. You eat the second one, you're like, yes. You eat the third one, it's like, yeah. If you keep eating them, no. One of the biggest problems I have with Oreos is that, like, just regular old bog standard Oreos is I'll sit down and eat 20 or 30 of the fucking things without even, like, breathing. And, like, that's not good, you know? I'm 43 now. Like, I can't be eating double-digit numbers of Oreos in a row. That's no good. And so, yeah, dude. Oreo-flavored Oreos. They were a thing a while ago. Look, this is how serious I am about Oreo-flavored Oreos. Want to see how serious I am? Check this shit out. You fucker. This is how serious I am. They are on my fucking wish list. There it is. It's the most Oreo. Limited edition. This shit better come back. When this comes back, I'm getting 30 of these. I'm gonna get so many. And then it's gonna be a 2-part thing. It's gonna be me being a fat ass, but it's also gonna be, I guess this is what you guys are talking about. That's vile. It's gonna be, what's the shelf life of Oreos? Because I'm gonna get so many that it takes me literally years to eat them. And yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how long it is before an unopened Oreo bag, box, whatever the fuck, goes out of stock. This is awful. This is the grossest thing I've ever seen. I didn't know this was a thing until just now when I saw you guys talking about it in chat. This is gross. And if you like that, you're gross. I haven't insulted hundreds of people in a while. Feels good. Feels good to get back to insulting you guys. All right, here we go. We're going to update another one. This is the right way to do it. Save back up. I'm hoping that the bug happens and one of these is blank so that I can show you guys, but it did not happen this time, so we're good. That's saved. Update. Actually, just out of curiosity, I want to see what version it's on. All right, so this is on version 4.3. So you're going to get to see a bunch of that red text again, which is kind of cool. Auto detect. Load firmware online. Flash firmware. Frosty says, wait till you see Dr. Pepper baked beans. That's disgusting. Off-axis says it has popping candy in the Coke Oreo, though. That's disgusting. FPV says, the McDonald's buttermilk crispy chicken needs to come back. Holy shit, that was the best sandwich there, in my opinion. I never got to try that. That sounds super interesting. I would absolutely eat that. Ignore the risk, because we already did it. Kevin Sumner just put a Walmart link into the chat. You brilliant. Oh, you fucking tricked me, you son of a bitch. You tricked me, Kevin. How dare you? Yes, this is them. I guess you put that comment before I showed it to you. But yeah. God damn it. God damn you. God damn you. I was about to mail you a fruit basket, Kevin, but now I'm going to mail you SARS. Denzel says, you're looking kind of fat these days. I know, right? Kevin says, so basically you're saying that Teddy is a half cat. Kevin the alien, that is. Sorta. He's got some cat to him. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, look at that orange. I've never seen that go orange like that before. Is this done? What's happening here? Loaded online firmware, blah, 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 blah. Did I just not click flash? I thought I clicked flash, didn't I? Let me pay attention this time. I think I'm double flashing this, but whatever. Lady Gaga Oreos. What the fuck is that? All right, flashing. They're on eBay. Keep an eye down here. Oh, 17 per, you thieving whores. Who's that being sold by? Cheap and Good? Oh, that's brutal. All right, verifying programming successful. There we go. That's what I'm used to seeing, is that green. Oh man, $17 each. I'm willing to buy one for 17, but not more than one. But see, then I won't eat them. For 17 bucks, I won't eat them, which is kind of defeats the purpose. All right, there we go. Presets. Load back up. And there it is. And now watch, we're going to get a bunch of red text. It's going to be all the same red text from before, though. Scroll, scroll, scroll. All right, yep, invalid name, OSD stat, OSD stat, OSD stat, OSD stat, OSD stat, OSD stat. Cool, that's all fine. And then we're going to get the invalid name, CiottiFPV, that's fine. And then the anti-gravity. And that's all right, because the default anti-gravity in 3.5 is perfect. And rate profile 4, rate profile 5, that's fine. They don't even exist anymore. And we're going to save anyway. And there you go. That is how we do that. Connect and just do a quick spot check. Ports look good. Configuration, I gotta put my name back in. And we're also gonna need to, for whatever reason, it doesn't turn the OSD switch back on. So we of course need to do that. 3.2, so this is a BMI 270. This is a 2G4 AIO, by the way. And we're gonna reconnect. And we'll just spot check another couple of these. That looks good. That looks good. Don't need anything in there. Custom PIDs, that's fine. You know what? I might need to put the magical filtering on this. I do. Okay, so here's... I'm going to go through this really fast. But here's Brandon's Baked Beans' magical BMI 270 filtering scheme. You come in here to presets. You search for clean. And you use this. 4.5 filter settings for clean builds with RPM filtering. Pick. Save and reboot. All right. Connect again. Come into PID tuning. Filter setup. Change this gyro RPM filter from 3 harmonics down to 1 because of the plastic frame. And then you're going to turn off the gyro slider here. That's going to allow you to custom put a value in here. And that value is super low. It's 135. But then you're going to go to a PT2 filter. Save that. Now you got to go into the CLI. And I'm going to drop into the chat the CLI command. But it's basically the hardware filter. If you wanted to look this up on the own, you would on your own, you would type get gyro, and then the one that you're looking for is the gyro hardware low pass filter. Right here, gyro hardware LPF. So since I've typed get, we're going to take a look at what the current value is, and then we're going to change it. But for right now, just type that in, hit enter, and now it's going to tell us what the current value is for the gyro hardware low pass filter, which is normal. We don't want that. We want to change it to option 2. All right? And to do that, instead of get, you're going to type set. And I'm just going to copy and paste it in. But the full line that you're going to type in here is set gyro underscore hardware underscore LPF space equals space option 2. And this is going to change the gyro hardware low pass filter to option 2, which is a very... It doesn't filter very much. We're telling the hardware filter to do practically nothing and then save. Because we're doing that gyro filtering in the software with that really low 135 PT2 gyro filter that we set. And that's it. That's the magical BMI 270 filter scheme that has worked brilliantly for me and for Brandon and for many other folks. I might be able to get a little bit more aggressive on the PIDs with this rig. I bet you I can. We'll actually test it. I had a fairly standard filtering setup on this previously, not really designed for the BMI 270. I'll put a battery through this real quick, and we'll see if we can push the PIDs up. That'll be a cool little experiment. Just spot checking some of this stuff real quick. That's too low. Let's go up to 800 for the max frequency. Okay, receiver. I am going to have to bind it, so let's take care of that. Turning on the transmitter. And click bind receiver here. Go on the module. And we're bound. Sticks bottom left. Okay, so this is... Well, it was acting weird. When it acts weird like that and it delays like that, what I like to do is hit refresh next instead of just hitting save. I don't know why, but yeah, when this is acting a little bit weird, try hitting refresh and then save. And we're still bound. So that's all good to go. Modes, looks good. Adjustments, looking good. Motors tab, 12 poles, D-Shot 300, great. OSD. Don't have to, but I am going to change a couple of these OSD things that were red text, right? Speed maximum, link quality minimum, that's a good one. Turn the black box ones off. And current battery voltage, that's a good one. ESC RPM maximum is a really important one. ESC temperature maximum is a good one. Save it. Spot check everything else. Looking good. Video transmitter on until first arm, 25, race 8, perfect. Good to go. Let's see if it flies. I mean, no reason for it not to, but it's FPV. Nothing ever makes any sense. Ever, 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 ever. I am not going to scroll up and see the chat comments that I missed. So if you've got a question that you really need answered, just repost it and tag me, please. Raging Leet says, are the files for the Whoop boxes available if we want to print our own? They're not. Custom FPV designed them for tinywhoop.com. Support him by either if you want a custom one, message him on Instagram. He's just custom FPV over there. Or just buy them from tinywhoop.com if you want them with Tiny Whoop's logos on them. All right. Chip Good says, should I update BlueJay on my MyBio 6 2024? You should run BlueJay, but if nothing is wrong, there's kind of no reason to update it. Oh, I forgot to turn the OSD switch back on. I have no OSD right now. Hold on. Wait a second. Why is there no OSD? That's weird. The switch was on. On the other rig, the switch was not on. But I know that the switch was on because I went into the OSD tab. Why don't I have OSD? I'm going to guess that it's set to HD for some weird reason. That happens sometimes. No, it's on NTSC. What the hell? That ain't right. Where's my OSD? Let's check the modes tab. Yep, nope, that's working the way I want it. That's working the way I want it. What the hell? What the hell? Maybe it's a PAL camera? That could be why. Weird. Alright, let's see if it was a PAL issue. I mean, it better be a PAL issue, otherwise it's broken. What the hell? Where's the OSD, bro? What? 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 Yeah, if the rig is working normally, don't update. I mean, if you've got a build that's flying fine and it's on like BlueJay with Betaflight 4.2 or later, don't touch it. Just fly it. There's pretty much nothing in the newer versions of Betaflight that's significantly better, and the newer versions, if you're on BlueJay 0.16, the newer versions of BlueJay are actually worse. So yeah, if it's working, just enjoy it. Where the hell is the OSD? Bueller? Um, um, well, what? I don't get it. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. What the hell? That's alarming. TPS Smart Audio configuration. OSD switch is on. It had OSD before. Pit tuning, no, nothing in here. So, aux2 is functioning properly. And then in the adjustments tab, aux2 is functioning properly. aux2 OSD profile selection. Okay, that's right. The modes tab does not have the OSD disable turned on. Here in the actual OSD, everything is set up the way that it should be. Profiles 1 and 2. NTSC. I guess maybe that could have done something. Ooh, this is ultra weird. Okay. VTX. It wouldn't really have anything to do with this, I wouldn't think. Ooh, this is weird. Hold on, I did change that one thing in the OSD. That shouldn't have anything to do with it, but what the hell? Wow. You got me. Oh man, and the tune is seemingly kind of angry. I mean, the battery is just dragging off the bottom. That's the stick command for the OSD menu, and that's not working, which is normal. When you don't have OSD, you can't get into the OSD menu. And I know it's in the OSD menu because when I arm it, nothing happens. Wow. Okay. I genuinely do not know. Let's try this. I'm going to turn off the... I'm going to turn this off. Just in case there's something weird happening here. But, like, this is... I've done this hundreds of times. And I've never had this issue before. It's on profile 2. Oh boy, this is super strange. It's on NTSC, which is correct. Maybe I'll try moving it to auto? that's stupid. I know that it's NTSC. I know that it is. Save this here. Wow, that's super weird. Beeper. Aux 3. Flip over after crash, aux 3. Yep. Launch control, aux 2. That's fine. Wow, this is very weird. Well, I made a couple changes. Let's try it. Nope. Nothing. Wow. Let's try one more. Brandon says, reflash without HD. Ooh, Midnight Jesus with a really cool thought. Maybe the fonts got corrupted. Why the hell can't I click the font manager button? Why is the font manager button grayed out down here? That's weird. Midnight Jesus might be onto something. That should not be grayed out. Okay, well, I think I'm reflashing this whether I like it or not. I did make, here's, I could save the backup now. I didn't make enough changes to really warrant. Oh, wait, is there something weird in here with the OSD maybe? Here's all the OSD stuff. Imperial, RSSI alarm. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all of this OSD stuff out of this backup. And then I'm going to reflash this. And I'm going to set the OSD up from scratch. Okay, so here are all the OSD items. And so I'm just going to come all the way down here and just get rid of those. Video system, NTSC, VTX frequency, that's all fine. Express ELRS, okay. RPM filter, harmonics 1. All right, so yeah, that's all the OSD stuff. All right, so let's save that. Quit out of there, and we're gonna reflash this thing. And Brandon says to take out the HD, but I don't see the HD in here in the OSD HD. All right, so I'm gonna click that to remove it. I don't need to add anything extra. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna kind of do everything that everyone said. Load firmware online, flash firmware. I'm gonna turn the transmitter off. Ignore the rest because I have my backup file. All right, cool. JMPFPV with a great suggestion. Reboot Betaflight. Yeah, I should have done that. I've had Betaflight running this entire time. Maybe it's just acting weird, but whatever. That would have been a great thing to do. Off Access had a weird issue with OSD yesterday. I tried a different font and it gave me V's all over the screen. I had to change to auto and change font again. Interesting. Well, we're doing a bunch of stuff here. I can almost guarantee you that this is going to fix it. All right, so we're going to come in here to presets, and we're going to load back up. We're going to load this back up that I removed all that stuff from. What the fuck? Why won't you let me pick it? Load back up. Oh, I think I hit save back up. All right, here we go. Kevin's son was Oreos and milk ran out. Off-axis says if it doesn't, he knows of a hammer. All right, so let's see what red text we got. It should be all that same red text, but none of the OSD red text. Set name CiottiFPV, we knew that one. Anti-gravity, we know that one. And then rate profile 4 and 5. Save anyway. And then I think this is BMI 270, right? So I'm going to have to redo that, which is fine. Yep, BMI 270. So let's just real quick go in here to presets. Clean. 4.5 filter settings clean with RPM filtering. Great. Pick. Save and reboot. Awesome. And we're going to do all the same shit we did a minute ago. Well, actually, I should first just check the OSD, but I mean, whatever. It doesn't take long to do this. There's the hardware low pass filter. Connect again. Pit tuning. Filter settings. Off. 135. PT2. Bump this up to 800. Bump this down to 1 harmonic, and we're good. All right, so now I have a little note here below my face with my analog OSD setup. CLI commands, so I'm just going to grab that, copy it. Now we're going to drop that into the CLI because right now, well, whatever. Oh, the OSD is not turned on. Hold on. Well, this is fine. I can do this. Drop that all in. That'll just save it in the CLI. Config. I'm going to turn the OSD back on, which is a little bit weird, but whatever. Save and reboot. What are you chewing on over there, buddy? Oreos? All right. Everything else should be good to go, although let's get it bound real quick. We're going to need to anyway. Okay. Oops, nope, not that one. This one. Great, we're bound. Save it. I didn't hit refresh first. Refresh, then save. Yeah, see, it's doing that weird thing again. So weird, man. Okay, bind receiver. Go back in. Rebind it. Then we gotta hit refresh. And then save. And now, for whatever reason, it magically works. God, is that weird, dude. Okay. Modes look fine. Adjustments is now back on, but it should be okay. OSD. See, now the font manager button is not grayed out. I bet you it was a font issue, but like, how would I have fixed that? You know? Okay. Oh, I gotta fix these. Oh, it came over from my. Okay, good. We're all set. Awesome. Blackbox usage. Okay, we're good. I think this is fine. Let's see if it flies. See if it has OSD, see if it flies. And see if we can push the PID tune up. That was one of the things I wanted to do before OSD hell began. Hey, look at that. So one of those things fixed it. I would love it. If I weren't sick, I would have done those things one at a time so that we kind of narrowed it down. But I'm sick, so go to hell. Is that in Horizon? Yeah, it was. Oh, God. All right, so this is the 36,000 kV rig. Oh, I'm not going to be able to push the tune up. The tune is at its limit. Which is okay, because these motors make loads of power, although there is still a little bit of prop wash, so maybe these motors and props are a little bit beat up. Wouldn't surprise me. This tune is actually almost too far right now. The OSD is like jittering around a little bit. Hello, small dog. How are you, sir? Interesting. Yeah, this is... I can hear... Oh man, this thing is not performing very well right now. I'm going to guess that there's a physical problem with this thing at the moment. Because it is not flying well. It is not making the amount of power I would expect from these 30,000 kV motors. Everything's jittering around, which could be a camera problem, maybe, because like the OSD feels like it's kind of jittering around. Maybe it's not. I don't know. This is something ain't right. But it is updated. I would like to push the tune a little bit farther. Like, look at all that prop wash is ugly. But I can't push the tune up because I can already hear... Oh, here, watch. I can hear that the tune is already almost overactive. This will push it over the edge. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, it's still getting a bunch of prop wash. Huh. All right, so this rig needs some love. It is not happy with life. I'm gonna back the tune way off just to chill it out. And this battery's done, so we're fine. We're not diving into rigs tonight. We're dealing with them. Although let me do one thing real quick. Let me spin each motor up to see if one of them's all banged up and vibraty. We're in turtle mode. Hold the rig. Turtle mode. Hold the rig. What? Turtle mode's not working? Fuck. Oh, no, there it goes. That's weird. Alright, so let's see. Motor 1 is clean. Oh, yeah. Motor 2 is a hot mess. Yeah, okay. The motor 2 or the propeller on there are banged up pretty good. 4 is fine. 3 is not great. But, yeah, motor 2 or the propeller on motor 2 are jacked. And so, easiest thing to do is swap the propeller. I'm just going to swap the propeller and then put this thing away. And next time I fly it, if it's great, all's well. If not, I will continue the troubleshoot. I'm going to just straight up throw this propeller away. And throw a fresh one on there. Because I want to get at least one more rig done, and it's getting late. The props! There they are. What do I need? High right. High right, one of the beautiful things about the Gemfan 1210s is that the inner diameter of the propeller hole is actually correct. So you don't have to drill the props out, you can just throw them on. I managed to grab one of the ones that I drilled out to 1.5. Put these aside. Alright, that's a fresh one. I am super curious though. I'm going to spin the motor up real fast with this prop on it. Hold on. Alright. Turtle mode. Give it a second. All right. All right, let's see. It's the motor. That made no difference. Yeah, its right front motor's blown up. The motor shaft is bent. I'm going to do future me a favor, and I'm going to unplug this motor and take it off. Because otherwise I'd go to fucking fly this, and then I'd be like, maybe the prop is banged up, and I'd throw another propeller away, and it's just a waste of time. But yeah, this right front motor got whaled, it would appear. Probably happened at Castle Crash. I remember hammering this thing at Castle Crash, and I think I even remember it not flying right after a particularly vicious crash. So yeah, I will replace this motor. Just not right now. I'm going to save the stator. I'm going to get rid of this motor bell, though. This motor bell is hammered ass. So there we go. All right. Put this guy right here as a reminder. You know what? As like a super reminder, I'm going to pull the bell off this motor. Just to make sure that I don't like forget what's happening and just like slap this motor back on and waste a bunch of time. So yeah, I've gotten pretty good at pulling the bells off of these 702s. C-clip. And then it really, you can technically, after you pull the C-clip, you can technically just yank the bell off the stator, but a lot of times if you do that, you'll lose these two washers that are on here. So take your really thin-tipped tweezers and just run them under these two washers and just wiggle them a little bit. And the one shot off, but it just happened to land right in front of me, the metal one, and then here's the nylon one. The nylon one, you can usually just kind of grab it and yank it off. I have a ton of extra of these washers, so I'm pretty fast and loose about this. If you don't have a bunch of extra of these washers, be really careful. If you really want to be careful, do that, what I just did, inside of a little Ziploc bag. And that way, if they shoot off, they're contained in the bag. So, yeah, this stator is fine, but this bell is donezo. There's another couple of washers inside the bell. Take those so that you have extras. There's really no fixing this bell. You can spend a bunch of time trying to bend this motor shaft back straight. The first time you crash it, it's going to bend it right back where it was. So, in my opinion, just get rid of this motor bell. Don't try to fix it. Just toss it. One of the fun things you can do with them is smash the motor shaft out of them, which is usually pretty simple. And then use it as a little magnet. Although, man, this one is not cooperating. Whatever. I'm going to throw it away. I have plenty of these. And now you've got a couple extra washers. That washer just bounced across the desk into Never Never Land. And you've got an extra C-clip as well. Save that stuff. It'll come in handy someday. All right, cool. So that needs a motor. That's fine. To be expected with how hard I crash these things, and often. 12:03. Let's do one more. Nah, let's not do one more. I'm gonna go take some NyQuil and try to get some sleep. There you go, friends. I've still got 3 left. Oh, here we go. Perfect. I put a new VTX in this because either the 5-volt Beck on the flight controller or the old VTX were dying. I'll tell you right now which it was. This is kind of interesting because this is durability data, basically, right here. So let's get this thing going. This might even be on ELRS 3. I doubt it, but it might be. Pull this up. And so one of the ways you can tell if a VTX is dying is, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's just throw this into the ELRS configurator. Because this is a non-SPI flight controller. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2 with the Express LRS configurator. Wouldn't that be an insane time to be alive? Oh, and it's even on the same. Yeah, it's good to go. Flash, go, work, cool. Oh God. Blindly flashing sounds good. Oh, that's not good. Nope. I knew I wouldn't be able to go 2 for 2. 343. Oh, you know what? It was this. This is wrong. The manual serial is wrong. There we go. That's what we want. I bet you that was the problem. Let's see. Hey. We're going 2 for 2, motherfuckers. Oh! Oh! See, ELRS isn't that hard. Yes, it is. It's a lot easier than it was, though. Oh, boy. Look at this, man. 2 for 2. Damn, bro. I'm going to need to rebind this, though. Let's see if it'll let me bind it with 3 plugins. The other one wouldn't. Maybe this one will. 1, 2, 3. Come on, man. Don't make me plug you into Betaflight. Just work. Nope. Oh, what? Ah! Wow. All right, so I actually do have to fly this because it was the problem was happening towards the end of the battery. So I gotta run this battery down, which is fine because this battery's actually been charged for a couple of days. This is a 550 mAh battery. This thing is super fat right now. This is Meteor75 Pro, so already a fat rig, and then I got a big old fat boy battery on it. So let's see how this is inside in like ultra fat butt mode. Oh boy. Oh wow, it feels so heavy. I think the VTX was the problem, because the battery has already sagged way the hell down. Are you kidding me right now? If you ever need to find every single possible place that's unrecoverable, just let me come over. I'll find them right away. Yeah, it's looking good though. I've gone full throttle. The battery is sagging down like a motherfucker. And the VTX is not like dropping out all over the place like it was. I think at the end of Monday's live stream, I believe I played the flight file from this where the VTX was dropping out towards the end of the battery when I was going full throttle, which I had a pretty strong feeling was the 5-volt back on the flight controller, but I was hoping it was just the VTX. I was very tempted to disarm there, but I didn't. Cool, I think we're good. I just blew everything everywhere on the coffee table. This thing is not terrible inside the house. God forbid I crash, it's gonna break everything, but... this is on the GemFan 45mm ultralight biblades, which is probably the only reason that this is even remotely flyable in the house. They are a hell. That is a hell of a propeller. Weird little bobble there. It might have been the breeze from this fan. I'm all smelly because I'm sick. And so I got that fan like cranking because it's getting stinky down here from... It's like, you know, when you're sick and you fall asleep, you wake up like soaked in sweat. It's that whole situation. Oh, something ain't right. Right rear motor is not spinning. Hopefully it's just the antenna or something. Yeah, it's the antenna. On this Meteor75 canopy, if you run a whip antenna and you crash just wrong, the antenna will get jammed up in the see it there? Right here. The antenna's all fucked up in the game. The move is to run a little ultra short singularity. And then it's not long enough to get hung up in the props. Awesome! The Meteor75 Pro is back. Very cool. I just need to switch the... what's super annoying is I had just... It's kind of a pain in the ass to put this antenna on. And I had just switched this over to the black canopy, so now I'm going to have to do that all over again. I'm going to have to take this antenna off here, pull this apart. It just looks silly with that white canopy on the black frame. It looks so cool with the black canopy on the black frame. Super stealthy. But that's great. This AIO is fine. It's just this VTX here that died. That's totally fine. Cool. And we did end up updating one more. So now I've only got 3 left. 3 rigs left that are on 2.5. I'll do them not right now. I just don't have it in me. I'm going to go rest. Thanks for hanging, friends. Sorry for a couple of sick man live streams here, but I don't know. I live with children now, and my newest hobby is touching a bunch of women. And, you know, with it come hazards of the, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Oh, thanks for sticking with me. Midnight Jesus says, what do you use to transmit your video signal to your computer wirelessly? It should be in the description. I think I added it to the description of the live streams. Let me take a quick look. There it is. Yep, all the way at the bottom of the description. USB VTX for your computer with a little Amazon link. Hey guys, this is my full-time job. Do me a favor and hook a brother up. Support me. Click thumbs up, subscribe, do all that nonsense. And then come over here to CiottiFPV.com and click some of these buttons. Look, this coming Monday is going to be our is going to be the first Monday of October. We're going to do 4 giveaways. 3 of those giveaways are for patrons. So jump onto my Patreon, yo. Click this button. That's the best thing you can do for me. It won't cost you much money. The $5 and up tiers will enter you to win into those giveaways. So do it, yo. There's some other ways you can support me here. Cool. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for supporting me. I'll keep, as long as you guys keep supporting me, I'll keep doing this, yo. Pride Edit is coming out on Saturday to hopefully convince them to find the budget for me again this year. I will, I'm not going to play the music for you, but I'll play the visuals for you on the way out here. A little sneak peek for sticking with the sick guy the whole live stream. With the music, this is a hell of an edit. This is one of the best edits I've ever done. Love you guys. Bye. Maybe no stream Friday. Maybe no stream Sunday. If there are streams those 2 days, they will be late, and they might be Patreon-only streams. If they are, you'll get a notification in your email through from a Patreon post. and on Discord with your special patron supporter role. So yeah, worst case scenario, I'll see you Monday night, giveaway a stream. Love you, bye. This is set up for Instagram right now, but there will be a 16:9 edit on YouTube Saturday. Goodbye.